everyone. How you doing?
Good.
Good. My name is Eric Runge. I am with the World War II Reenacting Corps, which is a part of the World War II History Center, which is a museum down in El Dorado. We're grateful that the P.O.W. camp has invited us up here again today. We love coming to this event, and it's a great event. This is a great museum, so let's give them a big round of applause. So again, my name is Eric Runge. I'm the commander of the Reenacting Corps. What the Reenacting Corps is it's two units. It's an American unit and it's a German unit. And the purpose of that is to compare and contrast, to show what the Americans had, what they wore, how they acted in the war, and then conversely to show what the Germans had, what they wore, and how they acted. So today we've got a couple Germans here, we've got a couple Americans. The Germans are dressed as infantry. You'll see that we have three different uniforms on here. The one wearing wool is the standard Continental uniform. It was a mixture of wool and rayon, very much similar to what the Germans wore in World War I. Leather belt, leather equipment, leather pouches for ammunition. The next uniform is the HBT uniform. This is what the Germans would have wore in hot weather climates on the continent. It's a cotton material and it's much cooler. The uniform I'm wearing today is what the Africa Corps would have worn, or tropical units, so those stationed overseas or in the Mediterranean. It's the same material as the HBT, just a slightly different shade of green. Also, my Blitzen and my Eagle here are orange, which are tropical. As you may or may not know, most of the prisoners here at P.O.W. Camp Concordia were from the Africa Corps when they ended up surrendering. I think it was about, 3,000 ended up coming here to Concordia from the Africa Corps. So a lot of them probably would have worn a uniform similar to this, but they would have had their patches and their rank removed. So today we're going to talk a little bit about the weapons first, and then we'll put on a short battle scenario over here. When we move over this way, go ahead and move on this side of the vehicles and then line up, and then we'll have our reenactment over here. I will warn you, it is loud. We have weapons that fire blanks, so if you are sound sensitive, be sure to be plugging your ears. Also, while we're doing the weapon demonstration here today. So, first I'm going to talk about German weapons. The standard German weapon was the K98 rifle. And again, this is almost a carryover from what they used in World War I. It's a bolt-action, 5-round internal magazine rifle firing 8mm Mauser rounds. It is bolt-action, so unlike the M1 Garand American rifle, which is semi-automatic, this one required you cock and fire each time. So it's a slower firing rifle, but it is a highly accurate rifle. Go ahead and demonstrate the K98. Fire off that way. Plug your ears.
I know.
Save the rest for the fight. So you can hear the fire right there. Pop, cock, load, pop. So remember that when you hear the Garand here in a minute. So that's the standard K98. The next weapon we'll demonstrate here today is the MP40. This is the standard German submachine gun carried by squad commanders, carried by officers, carried by vehicle crews. This is a submachine gun, fully automatic, fires 9mm parabellum in a 32-round external magazine. And I will go ahead and demonstrate that now. Fire in the hole. That is the MP40. This is an excellent short-range weapon, not very good at long range, whereas the rifle is very good at long range. The final weapon we'll demonstrate here today is the MG42. This is the German, actually, I'll let the Americans talk first because I got to get this set up. I'll demonstrate this last, but I'll talk about it now. This is the MG42. This is the second version of machine gun that the Germans developed during the war. The first being the MG34, which was a very good machine gun in ideal conditions, but as you may or may not know, battlefield conditions are not ideal. You get dirt and mud inside the receiver, it would jam up. This is the MG42. It's stamped, it's cheaper, it's quicker to make, and it functions very well in bad conditions. It fires 8mm Mauser, about 1,400 rounds a minute. So that means when the real weapon fires, you can't hear individual shots. It's going so fast you cannot hear the individual shots. This is a simulator, so it doesn't quite shoot that fast, but it will give you the idea of the sound of the MG42. So, any questions about German uniforms, weapons, equipment? How much does it weigh? Yeah. The German MG42 weighed about 26 pounds by itself. Then if you had a tripod that went with it and made it a heavy configuration, that was about 40 pounds. And then the German rifle squad, which was 10 men, they'd all carry 2 boxes of ammo. And so the machine gun weighed quite a bit, and as much as the Germans like to brag they were mechanized, they really weren't. 90% of their infantry were on foot or on horse, so they had to hump this everywhere they went. So pretty sizable machine gun.
In the movie The Longest Day, the German was cocking his gun, and was that the same gun that, because it imitated the sound of a...
Yeah, and the question was, in the movie The Longest Day, there's a scene where the German cocking the rifle makes it sound like the clicking of the American cricket.
Paratrooper.
Do you have a cricket here? Do you? That's really a Hollywood thing. It doesn't really sound the same.
Oh, it doesn't?
The bolt is very distinct. Doesn't sound like the cricket at all. So.
Okay.
I got it.
Look at this. Okay. Can you pocket?
Remember the movie Longest Day? Yeah, this is a cricket. Now I come back with...
Well, maybe. I don't know. I think it was Hollywood in the movie. I don't know if anyone really confused that. So.
Oh, with the bolt action rifle?
Yeah.
That was Hollywood.
Yeah. Any other questions real quick? All right, I'll turn it over to Sergeant Cordero. He'll talk about the American Airborne. And
a little bit brief history on myself. I did 6 years with the 101st Airborne at Fort Campbell, Kentucky. Retired veteran, 20 years. Uniform you see right now, I actually wore half of this when I was with the 101st Airborne. Except for the black boots, the red boots are common back, what we call reddish brown boots, or caravan or something like that. It was back in World War II. The Black Boot Army was back in the Korean War. If you see a lot of movies, yeah, you get nitpicky. If you're a reenactor like I am, I get nitpicky when it comes to World War II movies. You see a lot of mistakes. We just demonstrated the cricket. 101st and the 82nd used this during the D-Day drop on June 6th. Yeah, again, some of the Hollywood movies exaggerate with the bolt action rifle Germany was using to shot at 82nd Airborne guys. The uniform. Here, right. This is the standard airborne uniform, and back in 1944, it's called the M42. Late fall, they changed it to a green uniform called the M43. If you notice, we got more pockets. The uniform is strictly different than the standard Army uniform. If you see Steve in there, he's wearing the standard Army uniform. This uniform gets hot. In Europe, it's cold, like it is right now. This is cold weather. We just did a reenactment about 3 weeks ago. We were burning up. drank a lot of water. What you see here is the M1C helmet, the M42 uniform, the ammo belt, standard with the M1 Grand. I am wearing a pistol belt. Turn around, he got his little rucksack, the Massette bag, the rope. A lot of people probably want to question why the rope. The rope, if the paratrooper lands on a tree, he could climb down using the rope if his rope is long enough. If he's the tree too tall, he's probably going to be up there for a while just when his buddy gets him out. Of course, you got a canteen, turn around. Canteens, shovel. I am not wearing a shovel. I'll let him do the digging. The bayonet for the M1 Grand. The original bayonet when it first came out during World War II, or they were using the World War I bayonet, it was this long. That's just the blade itself. During World War II, they took most of those bayonets and shortened them up. And of course, the brown jump boot. And notice all the pockets. The jumpers, the parachute, jump with a lot of equipment and ammo. What we're wearing now is half what they wore. Okay? Same uniform I'm wearing, except for a ammo pouch, because I'm not wearing an ammo belt. And my bayonet is not a bayonet here, it's a fighting knife, because the M1 carbine, which I'm carrying right now, does not have a bayonet glove. Okay, he's going to demonstrate the M1 Grand by loading it, and he's not afraid using the M1 clip. This is not a magazine, it's called clip. A lot of reenactors, first time trying to load an M1, get trouble with it. Oh, gee. There you go. Yeah. These rifles are old. That's the original M1. That's what happens when you don't clean it. Okay, if you want to use all the... I will. I got plenty. Fell out. That's what's called the M1 Grand beam. That block. Also, this weapon, if it's malfunctioned as a semi-automatic, you can use it as a bolt action rifle. We're not going to display that. Alright. Now the carbine, the M1 carbine, this is the M1A1. The paratrooper version. Only the paratroopers got this. Not even the Rangers didn't use this. Just the paratroopers. Only difference, compared to the regular M1, it has a folding stock, which I just folded. It's called wire stock. It used a 15 round at the time in World War II, what they call a box magazine. It's 15 rounds. Easy to load. I already got one round, so I don't need to cock it. I'm going to fire just 5 rounds. Unfortunately, with this type of weapon, with the blanks, I got to aim level, not to the air. If it malfunctions, that semi, again, like the M1, I could use it as a bolt and rifle, just like that. Fire away. A lot of reenactors don't like to use the blank template we got because if the blank is too hot, it ruins the operating rod. Any questions?
What did you use the cricket for?
Oh, the cricket, we're going to reenact that. It's a challenge and password system we used back in the day. One click, I'm challenging another soldier, who I think is a paratrooper. And he'll come back with 2 clicks. Communications, right. Any other questions? Also, okay, go ahead.
So this way it will tell what your
Say that one more time. I just fired twice.
You want to sit on Daddy's shoulders?
Let me hold your popcorn.
This is the Panzerfaust. This is a late war handheld anti-tank that they would have used in late 44, 45. Early on, they would have used anti-tank rifles, and then they tried to convert some of the flare guns and the anti-tank rifles to fire heat rounds, and that just didn't work out. So later on, during the North African campaign, they added in thanks to the U.S. because we found some of their bazookas laying around. The Germans made the Panzerschreck, which is a bigger version, and they used that version of how those rockets work and made these lot lighter Panzerfaust versions, which runs off of the same chemical, except for these are single shot only. Later on, they made it where you could change out the heads, but most of them have only been single shots. So you would flip up these sights, there's your trigger right here. You kind of just aim kind of high because these are very low velocity. And you only have one shot, so most of the soldiers at the time would have waited until the tank would have gotten real close.
Just so you know, this is the whole projectile here. This whole thing would shoot out.
And then they would have fired it and just dropped the tube. Look like a toilet.
You want to demonstrate it here?
Yep. And I'll demonstrate it.
So this is a demonstration for how we use it in reenacting. It's the head's not going to fire off, but it'll give you an idea of how we use it.
Make sure there is a back blast. I want to make sure I don't want to hurt anybody right now.
Wow.
Okay, before I demonstrate the 42, a note on the brass. Kids, you can come pick it up and you can keep it. The only thing I ask is you come show a reenactor first to make sure that it's been fired and safe. So, wait till after the reenactment, you can pick them up and then come show a reenactor. We want to make sure you don't go home with a real blank. So, share them around too, okay?
Let me interrupt on that. Okay, the M1 clip. Again, you can keep the brass, but we need these back. They're hard to get now. They don't make these very much anymore.
So any black clip, make sure we get that back to a reenactor, please.
You ain't gonna find my magazine, I'll tell you that.
Okay. Right. So let's demonstrate this machine gun. Let's see if she works.
This one's probably loud.
Okay, this one is very loud.
That's good for your ears.
I ship my phone too. That's not bad. It sounds like talking. Please, I got one of these. I'm gonna try doing this. Oh, there's a car coming.
She's finicky.
I think that really happened last air battle in Europe.
A lot of gas.
Germans didn't tell the
I'm
aircraft
what they run.
that they're flying against the Allies, and when the Germans were coming back home, their own people shot them down. That was January 1945.
Worked a couple times. It worked a few times.
It's loud, but my 22 is a little bit quieter.
Okay.
Back. I have a kind of difference.
Oh yeah.
Oh, they're finicky. That's why I don't buy one.
Shoot that bird.
They work until you eat them. Yeah, exactly.
Drop or landed. Also, we're going to exaggerate. We're going to entertain you the best way we can. Tactically, no. You know, when I was in the Army, we didn't go shouting out in the darkness because in the dark, sounds carry further away. So, yeah, we're just going to do this for entertainment. It's not going to be like a real battle, like what the soldiers are supposed to do. If anybody serving the Army, they move quietly, with less noise. Half the stuff, believe it or not, when the soldiers or the paratroopers drop, half of the stuff I'm wearing, we got rid of it. You know, of course the parachute, the main parachute and the reserve, we got rid of this. We let this dangle a little bit. But some soldiers, they kept this for souvenirs. Other stuff that they got rid of, the fighting knife. I found out in tactical reenactments, it gets in the way. It gets snagged up on branches, tall grass. Once somebody get a dog want to chew on it. Now I'm just thinking about the dog. Any questions for what we're about to do? Are we ready? Okay, hold on. I'm lost too. You got any idea where St. Mary Glise is at? No clue. You know French? A little. You know your German? A little. Can you see him? Yep. Kind of dark out there. Shoot at the flash. Hey! Up down! Up down! Head loose toes! Up down!
Due to the cost of everything, our blanks are so expensive now. It almost costs as much as a real round. If you guys are hunters of 30-06, how much does a box of 30-06 cost? Yeah, that's how much our blanks cost now. Almost.
All right,
We try to conserve as much as possible.
kids, you can come out and grab blanks or the brass, show it to a reenactor. If you have any questions, don't hesitate, come and ask us. Thank you very much.
I found a gun.